Okay. Welcome back to episode 2 of Doc Talk. We are here with Dr. LaPlaca, and we're currently located in his basement with our beautiful setup here. So just wanted to welcome everyone back for the second episode. And Dr. Joe, how are you feeling today?
Good. I'm gonna say I don't love when you said our beautiful setup, because I feel like it is for balling on a budget, like kind of, like, we got some nice pieces here.
We do. This is for sale, this is for sale, this is for sale. Highest
All
bidder in the
thrifted.
comments.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, we'll jump into it. Looking back on the company so far and what you've achieved, what are the biggest turning points that you would say have shaped the company to where we are today in 2025?
Oh, yeah. Turning points. There's a few that come to mind. One was COVID, obviously. We were in the process of in a partnership with D1 over at the Mojo Up, the field house over in Noblesville, and they were building out the D1 facility inside of that place, and it was supposed to be done in March of 2020, and then we were going to move in and start start building on some of the steam that we had gotten with previous clients and other clients who we were talking to, and having like a physical location, whereas previously everything I was doing was 100% mobile. So like I would be working 4 days a week optometry, and then the other 2 or 3 days I was trying to like go out and make partnerships and sell and go to different teams and like go out and make all these connections. And then when that happened, all of that went away because production had stopped. And then we were cast out till like August of 2020, then like August, September. And that was a really tough time because like there was nobody doing anything. I didn't even have the optometry to go back to because everything was shut down. So like any type of income, any type of like revenue that I was getting, all of that had like just dried up. And so like that was a really hard thing for me to be like, okay, do I push through this, or do I say, well, apparently this isn't the time,
right? And pivot to something else.
And go back to regular optometry when that started back up, just to like get my feet back under me. And I thought long and hard about it, and I was like, I feel like whoever can come out of this with something, or like maybe a new idea or a new way to do it, or like I feel like there's still something there, but I knew the like new facility, new way of doing optometry, and COVID, like restrictions, like all of that stuff was like, those are three hard things. Those hard things just by itself to overcome, but then like to have to do all three of those together was like that. Remember that movie, The Perfect Storm? Like that's what it felt like. It was like everything is on top of you, and like everything's telling me not to do it. But I did it anyways, and like I think that was a pivotal moment, because then like when we opened in 21, like everything started to kind of lighten up. But then things still weren't going well. Like it was like I had to like beg people to come in. I had to like give away free evaluations. I had to like do trainings for free. Probably for the first like 2 years, 2.5 years of like doing stuff was like me just.
So then when COVID hit, that March 2020, when you're about to move into the new facility and kind of start building that out, is that when you kind of started to pivot to telesessions, or how did you build that for that next 12 months when everyone's kind of recovering and the world's starting to open back up, and then the second, strain came back?
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great question, because like that was the thing. Like I was literally down here in this basement. This is where the Aries Academy stuff that I was like, okay, in person right now is not going to work. Like, do we know if it's ever going to work again? Like, we didn't know. Like, we had no idea what was going on in the world. And so then I just like would work from down here and just create videos, create drills. Like I'll have to see if I have those photos still, but like I had Post-its on these, like all of these walls, like figuring out like, okay, this drill is going to go here. We want this certain amount of drills to go this way. Like I had to do all of the planning, all of that stuff here. And like we still use some of those videos, like we're going to get away from those, but like for a long time, those were the videos that were created in here during COVID to help propel the business to to that next level. And it was just kind of like that shot in the dark to see if I could figure it out while there was nothing else for us to do. Like we were just, while everyone else was just sitting watching TV and Netflix, I was down here grinding. Yeah. That's awesome. I think that was a difficult time, but like a really pivotal time. And then one other pivotal time that is there was a time in 2022 where I looked at my bank account and it had 87 cents in it. And like that was a really tough time because it makes you like question everything, because you're in this like, you start out and you're like really excited and really hopeful, and then again, if I've talked about this before, let me know, but like that's a really pivotal moment, because it's like I should close up. This isn't working and this isn't gonna work, and every indicator is like stop.
Right. Trying to give you as many signs as possible to realize that you should go back to what you were doing before.
But there's just this thing inside of me saying like I just can't. Like all the outside stuff was telling me stop. And just inside in my heart I was like, do not, you cannot stop. This is what you were made for. And it's almost like that, like, again, I don't know how spiritual people are or if they want to hear about it, but like I genuinely feel like in those moments I feel like God's whispering in my ear like, keep going. Like these are tough times, but these are the things that most people would quit on.
Right.
That if you push through, if you grind through these things, like you're gonna come out on the other side. And like I had those like come to Jesus type moments in those moments, and those I think early on were opportunities where I should have and could have quit, but I just didn't, and now we're here.
So you mentioned those two key points, 2020 and 2022, when you realized if I should go back to standard optometry or try something else, I got that, or keep going.
Just to be clear, every day I thought about giving up. Like every day I thought, should I give up or should I keep going?
Right.
Like every single day. So sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Okay. So then what were, on the opposite side of the coin, what were some signs that you felt like you were headed in the right direction, or you were actually either making a difference or you were making the correct decision and continuing to push through some of the adversity and hard times when you're running your own business?
Yeah, I think the thing that we've always stood on was like, we're going to present the best product we possibly can, and if people like it, they will refer other people to come and do it. And I think that was always something that like, if people trust me enough to like, because at that time it was just me, if they trust me enough to send their friend or their family in, I have to be doing something good and something right for them to find value in it, right? Like, but it's like, how do you translate that value over for everybody? And that early on was what I was trying to do, was trying to do value for every single person. If your kid plays sports and you were 8, cool, bring them in. As we like grew and I started to learn and understand like who our ideal customer is, who like, it kind of helped shape like what our value was for that client base, and like it helped us like kind of solidify, okay, this client is a NBA official and he sees value in what he's doing, so he's gonna give us another NBA official, right? Like those grassroots or organic things were always something that like helped me feel like we were doing something right. Even again, when all the indicators said
the bank account, waking up every day not knowing what's going to happen.
Up till 2 a.m, up at 6 again with the kids, and like basically working like 4 jobs at one time, like being a dad, being a husband, doing optometry still on the side, like doing this when the opportunities were there. And so it was really like, and then I had to go do sales, and I had to figure out marketing, and I had like, it's not even 4 jobs, it's like 13 jobs, all in one, right? And yeah, it's just like, how do you do all of that and still like do the best you can? It's like, just gotta gas yourself and grind and go.
Right. So then the really rewarding parts for you is when you're working with athletes, whether it's in hockey, baseball, racing, NBA officials when they were a dedicated client, came in and saw success, and they would call their buddy and said, you need to come and see Dr. LaPlaca. This is life-changing for me.
Right.
This has made a huge impact.
This is new, next level stuff. This is stuff that you're not going to find anywhere else. Like, that was a key indicator too, is like, we're providing something that they've never seen before, that they understood, and that they understood was valuable for them. Yeah.
What are some changes that you've made over the years that have led to the bigger impacts on success? Whether you kind of realized that you were doing something for a really long time and it was working, but you were able to pivot or find a different avenue, and it kind of became a business changer for you.
I think one, like the main thing is when we switched the elite program, the Aries Elite program, from custom and here's your equipment and good luck, go do it, to here's your equipment, we're going to switch to a subscription model, but we're also going to give you 4 sessions per month, either in the office or tele or however we can do it to hold people accountable. That was a big thing, because I think that what we were missing early on was that we expected people to do this by themselves, right? And it doesn't necessarily work that way, because people want to be held accountable, and like holding them accountable also allows us to present a better product, because we can say, hey, this is where you're at, exactly where you're at, and this is how we know how to push you, right? Like that's what our job is. It's just like having a personal trainer. Like, you're gonna get better results if you have the ability to have a personal trainer versus you're going to the gym and doing the treadmill and haphazardly lifting weights. Like, if somebody has there with a plan to do the thing for you, you're gonna get better results. And that's really, I think, was one of the big changes in terms of like revenue generation, but then also like people repeating and staying, and our like turnover rate is so low now in those programs because we are there constantly holding them accountable,
and they're able to see the value.
Right. And if they can't come in the office, great. Like, that's a great way to do it. If they can't, they're traveling, great. We'll still run things as we can.
And show them that we're making it adaptable to their lifestyle. You know, if they're an NBA official traveling across the country,
right.
You know, we can't just say, sorry, you need to come to Carmel, Indiana, or else it's not going to work. We want to make it work for our athletes all across the country.
And I think that that's what, like, traditional optometry, not necessarily that they're missing, like, that's not even part of their business model, right? Like, that's, when I went to school, it's just like, here, you go see that patient, and then they do their exam, you give them their contacts, you give them their glasses, and then you don't see them for a year or 2 years, depending on the turnover cycle. Like, our model is like, we want to develop really strong relationships with our athletes. We want to know what's going on in their lives. We want to, like, be very, very, like, white glove for them, so that they know, like, yeah, you're traveling, cool, we'll still take care of you. Like, we want to make sure that it's a really good working relationship where they know that we're there to just support them in achieving the things that they go after. And, like, a lot of these guys are going after really big things, and, like, they just need somebody there to support them, where they might not always get support for some of that stuff.
Right. I think the first thing that comes to mind with those examples are IndyCar guys, whether it's our drivers or pit crew guys, right? You know, July they had 5 races in 4 weekends.
Yep.
Whether we have a driver that got into an accident and needed a couple weeks off, and we didn't push him physically, more of that mental cognitive load, or we have the pit crew guys that are taking red eyes back to the shop the next day, fixing up from a rotor street course setup to a speedway setup. And, you know, we do want to get them in the office when they're at least a little tired or fatigued, but we have to be cognizant of that, because if we're continuing to push them really hard, regardless of what's going on in their life, you know, physically, mentally, we're not going to get, one, the data that we want, because it's not consistent, but also we want to make sure that, you know, we're accommodating to them, and it is a specialized training environment.
Yeah, and be adaptable to that, to those needs. Like, last night, like, I was supposed to have one of the pit crew guys come in, and he had to cancel because they had something where they have to have the car ready to go by 8 o'clock this morning. Like, yeah, got it. Not gonna make you feel bad. Not gonna make you like. Not gonna be like, well, that's really inappropriate, and you should blah 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 blah. No, like I get it. Like that's what we're here for, and I think that that's different than regular medical models as well. It's like, well, now you owe a late fee, and now you owe, like even if you didn't show up, you still have to pay us $50 and like all of that stuff. Like I think that that's a problem.
And they're apprehensive about scheduling a next appointment because their job is unpredictable. It's not like they commute a 9 to 5 and every day is the same.
Right.
So we want to make sure that they want to keep coming back and want to be able to find availability, even if it is 45 minutes to an hour that they have. It shows the value that they want to spend it in our office.
Right. Yeah.
Thinking about what you've accomplished, the failures and the successes, what does success mean to you now, after our 7-year anniversary, 7 years in, compared to when you started? Is it a figurative number? Is it an employee number? Is it the athletes that you work with? What is your version of success now compared to when you started?
I think that's a good question. I think it's getting to spend more time, like appropriate time with my family, and do the things that like they have to do, or that like be able to get up with them in the morning and get them to school, or pick them up from school on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, like have the weekends like for them, like finding the time to like appropriately be here and be dad for them, I think is success for me. From a career standpoint, I think success is offloading all of those 13 jobs. When I say offloading, I mean handing them off to people who are much better at doing those things than I am. And I think understanding my limitations and what I'm good at and what I'm not good at, I think has helped me like develop character. Like it helps me develop like things that maybe a better phrase it this way, like a self-awareness of what I'm really good at and what I enjoy doing and what I don't enjoy doing, and like leaning hard into the things that I enjoy doing and letting other people lean hard into the things that they do. And then also just like being a leader of our team is like, that's what I envisioned when I started, is like just to be a leader of a team to like help as many athletes as we possibly can. And I think that for me is success. Like if we continue down this path and we start to get a bigger team and we start seeing more athletes and we get more, like that's going to be awesome. That's going to be fun. That's going to be stuff we can all celebrate together. And I think celebrating that stuff together with a team versus celebrating it by myself is what I viewed success as.
And I think as a team, we have a small team, but I think we see small successes every day in the office where we have athletes that have an exercise, whether they were slower or they've been able to improve by 1/10 of a second or take on more mental and cognitive load. But also I think for all of us, it's even cooler to see the success in their sport directly translate, whether we have a race car driver that's improving way up higher in points, whether we have an NBA official share a specific time where they wouldn't have been able to see something or make a good call if they weren't doing this type of training.
Well, like guys who were working their way up the ranks, like they just got their first finals.
Right.
Like 2 of our guys have our first finals that they've ever been in. Or like one of our drivers just got his first podium. Like that was awesome. Like those are things that like from a client's success standpoint, that's really fun. That's really impactful. Yeah, I love hearing the stories and knowing the role that we played, even if they don't talk about it, that we're the ones who played that role. Like I think it's fun for us to know like the impact that we've had. And yeah, I agree with you. I think that's really cool. Like the successes in the office are cool.